If you've played Blinx before, you'll understand what I mean when I talk about how goofy the aiming is when you're trying to shoot a time monster. I've heard lots of people regard it as unpredictable, unreliable, clunky, and just generally confusing on how it works. I'm here to explain how the aiming works, and why sometimes Blinx will just shoot randomly at something else instead of the current thing you actually want to shoot trash at. So for starters, I see a lot of beginners to this game blind shooting. You can actually pull out your sweeper without shooting by pressing the Y button on your controller. You can actually see what Blinx is aiming at if you're in range of an object that can be sucked up with your sweeper, or shot at like a time monster or a target button. Now there appears to be sort of a priority list of what Blinx will aim at if there are two different objects that are close together. Time monsters seem to be at the top of the priority, next to the golden chest I believe. So if a piece of trash and a credit block for example were in shooting range of Blinx, he will aim at the time monster over the trash every time. If Blinx ever shoots the trash instead of the time monster, it's most definitely because the time monster was out of range for Blinx to lock on and the closest thing was in fact a piece of trash. There's a sound that plays when you pull out your sweeper and aim at an enemy, and it kinda makes a beep sound. But that doesn't mean that aiming gets off the hook so easily. Sometimes when you shoot a target for a door, the game would just not register that it actually hit the target. No idea why this happens though. I've been playing the game for nearly 20 years and I still don't know why this happens. Moving on, there's a reason why I jump shoot about 90% of the time when I'm playing Blinx. When shooting from the ground, the trash will only travel a limited amount of distance before stopping suddenly to the ground. I think this is because of the size of some trash that it eventually clips to the ground, but if you jump and shoot, the trash will travel forever until it hits something like a wall or a time monster. Also, when you jump, the game makes it so that you can't lock onto any trash or crystals or gold at all. It will only prioritize enemies, gold chests, and targets, so jump shooting is by far the best way to not make a mistake when shooting. Also, if you pull out your sweeper and hold the right trigger to sweep, you can steer your sweeper into the direction you want to shoot to accurately take out the enemies from afar. Most trash hitboxes are actually quite generous when it comes to hitting time monsters. This can also backfire because sometimes in other areas, it'll look like the trash collides with an invisible wall in some cases. Fun fact, if you don't have trash in your sweeper, you can't lock onto an enemy. Well anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned something useful. Hopefully you can use this knowledge to not get screwed over by Blinx's clunky game mechanics, that I love very much. Also let me know in the comment section if you prefer these videos with voiceover, rather than my other videos where I put subtitles to convey information. Once again, thanks for supporting this series of videos that I've been putting out for the past few months. I really enjoy making them and I hope that you enjoy watching them. Anyways, I'm gonna go now and I'll see you later. See ya!